Alright folks, today we're talking about why I think the DJI RSC2 might be the best gimbal for the everyday creator and not the RS2. So in my opinion, we got three main things that the RSC2 here does way better than the RS2, which of course makes it a better choice if you want a super simple and easy to use gimbal. So let's fire up the RS2 and get started. Here we go. So as I said, the RSC2 might be the gimbal you should be looking at and not the RS2. And let me tell you why. So I bought the RS2 with the Panasonic S1H in mind. But normally I have a cage on the S1H, so it's easier to rig up a monitor and other accessories I got on there. And with the RS2 being able to handle up to 4.5 kilos, this should not be a problem. But here I was clearly wrong. Let me show you. The problem with the RS2 is that on the base plate you do not have any way to shift this left and right. So you are stuck with this configuration, so a wide camera will not be able to fit on here unless you configure something underneath the camera, add some kind of plate or a cage where you have multiple mounting options so that you can move the camera to the side. Let me show you how much space there are on the S1H when you put it on here. So here we got the S1H, and if I put it on here and put it right in front of you guys there, you can see we got about a couple of millimeters left on this side, and I cannot shift the camera to the side and make more space for it. So if you have a wider camera than the S1H, you will bump into this problem. And there might be a solution for this because this arm here is removable. So you can take this off, and there might be some third-party accessories, or DJI could switch this system out and make it slidable left to right. But we'll see that in the future. Maybe they'll update this. But for now, it's like this, and you cannot change it as it is. So with that said, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the RSC2 here has a sliding base. So if we open up here, you can see I can shift this base plate here left to right, making it much more space on this side than you have on the RS2, making it possible to mount this S1H in this configuration weighing 2.1 kilo, and the RSC2 can handle up to 3 kilos. So this should not be a problem unless we bump into a problem where it can't go past this point. But let me show you. If we open it up here, you can clearly see it just makes it past without a problem. This is one of the heavier lenses for the S1H, so if you put a smaller lens on there, you will have much more clearance, but it clears it without a problem. And let's try to fire up the gimbal right here and see how it handles the S1H in this setup. So there we go, the gimbal is on, and as you can see, works perfectly without any problems, left to right, there we go. So why should I keep the RS2 when I can fit all my cameras on the RSC2? Yes, there's a couple reasons for this. I need the RS2 for the Gimbal Academy, and then because of its modular design, making it fit on many accessories like a cage, a ring, cranes, you name it. There are so many accessories and third-party companies that can make this fit without the handle. So therefore I think it's a very interesting gimbal, and that's why I will keep it. The next point is the touchscreen versus wheel on the RSC2. On the RS2 here we got a nice 1.4 inch touchscreen, allowing us to navigate the menu, change settings, and so on. But I've never been a fan of a touchscreen configuration. I had it on the Fieltech AK4000, but I just like having a wheel and a smaller screen better. I simply find it faster and easier to navigate through the menu with a wheel and a smaller screen on the RSC2 than having the touchscreen right here on the RS2. So the way that you use the wheel to navigate through the menu of the RSC2 is that you press the wheel and then you can scroll through the menu and just press when you want to select something. If you want to go out, you press the button just down below and you go out of the menu again. It's a super simple way of doing it, and I really love the design because it doesn't take up any space on the actual gimbal. And just to clarify one thing, when we talk adjusting settings on these two gimbals, you won't get more features with the larger display on the RS2 than on the RSC2. And with a touchscreen, you might accidentally change some of the settings while you're operating the gimbal. But of course, you can lock the screen by tapping once on the power button and the screen will be locked and you can't adjust anything. Just tap again and it will be unlocked. So my last point here is the compact size and the great underslung design that they have gone with on the RSC2. The way you do it is that you open up the gimbal and then you flip it upside down, and then you have a nice underslung mode where you can use the handle to hold the gimbal. And if you got a side grip as I got right here, then you got two hands to control the gimbal. This is a genius design and I really love this feature on the RSC2. Another benefit of this design is the weight distribution of the gimbal. When walking around with the gimbal down by your side, having it folded down in the underslung mode makes it much more pleasant than always having to hold it in the upright position. So there you have it, that is my three main features of the DJI RSC2 that I believe could be the selling point if you're looking for a run and gun style gimbal. And not to forget, the price difference of these two gimbals is huge. The RS2 goes out for $789 and the RSC2 starts at $449. That is the starting point of these two gimbals. That is not the Pro or Combo version. And that is a huge difference of $340, which you could spend on something else. Alright, if you made it this far in the video, I will have a whole section in the Gimbal Academy dedicated to the RS2 and the RSC2. The Academy is still being created, but sign up for the waitlist and I will notify you as soon as we launch the full course. If you want me to do a full side-by-side comparison of these two gimbal, please just let me know down below. And of course, if this is the first time you're here, remember to subscribe if you want to learn more about filmmaking with motion. Stay creative and stay safe, and if you can, go out and shoot some dope videos. See you next time. Bye!